And activities marking the 2026 Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day in Nigeria came to a climax on Thursday with the wreath laying in honor of the country's fallen heroes at the National Arcade, Abuja. President Bola Tinubu led other top government functionaries to this celebration. We have details in Adegboyega Arobodo's report.
Special guest of honor at the event, President Bola Tinubu, who was represented by his vice, Kashim Shettima, was the first to lay his wreath as a mark of respect for the nation's fallen heroes and heroines who paid the supreme price in defense of the country. Soon after the president laid his wreath, the president of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, the Speaker, House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, represented by Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, followed in quick session. Then came the Chief Justice of the Federation, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun. The next set of those who laid their wreath were the Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, Minister of State for Federal Capital Territory, Dr. Maria Mahmood, and the Doyen of the Diplomatic Corps, Cameroon's High Commissioner to Nigeria, Mr. Salahuddin Ibrahim. They were followed by the service chiefs, the Inspector General of Police, the Chairman of the Nigerian Legion, Ms. Grace Morenike Henry, and Mrs. Cynthia Shah, who represented the widows of the fallen heroes. The event also featured prayers for the repose of the souls of the fallen heroes, offered by both Christian and Islamic clerics from the military. Both clergies prayed for God's comfort for the families left behind by the officers and men who paid the supreme price, as well as the peace and progress of Nigeria. There was also a special gun salute in honor of those who laid their lives in defense of the nation. To close this year's anniversary, Vice President Kashim Shettima released white pigeons signifying hope, peace, and freedom of Nigeria. The ceremony, which is held every January 15, symbolizes the end of the country's civil war, which ended on January 15, 1970. Meanwhile, events marking the 2026 Armed Forces and Remembrance Day kick-started on December 2nd, 2025, with the launch of the Remembrance Emblem by President Bola Tinubu at the Presidential Villa in Abuja.
And here in Lagos, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says his administration will continue to support the Nigerian Armed Forces in securing the nation, and made this known at this year's Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day. Olubukola Akinkole-Osho reports.
Men of the armed forces gathered at the Tafawa Balewa Square to honor its men who laid down their lives to secure the nation. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, represented by his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Amzat, was received by General Officers Command, Service Commanders, the Commissioner of Police, and the Chairman, Nigerian Legion, Lagos State Chapter. Thereafter comes the inspection of guards and laying of wreaths. Governor Sanwo-Olu encouraged the armed forces while assuring that the state government will keep supporting them in every way possible.
We are doing the Armed Forces Remembrance Day to remember our fallen heroes, to pray for them, and to also encourage our military officials and to let them know that their sacrifices will never be in vain. To the families, that their uncles, their fathers, their brothers will always be remembered by this country. The nation is behind them, and that we are praying for them, and that we will do everything that it takes to always support them. Because they are fighting They are risking their life to protect all of us, so we must do everything that it takes, and that's the message of the governor to them privately and publicly.
The Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day is set aside to remember our fallen heroes and acknowledge their sacrifices for the nation. Olubukola Akin Kolusho, LTV News.